sessions between Corsi and the prosecutors because he processes leaked documents in the case. So about that issue of why it's okay, Rudy Giuliani, to receive these leaked documents, but there's great criticism if anyone else receives any leaked documents and uses it to their advantage.
Yeah, I've got to say, if what you're suggesting is that Giuliani is being hypocritical, that really doesn't surprise me at all. He is very much throughout this investigation appears to be winging it as far as I'm concerned. Mr. Corsi is somebody who is perhaps the only person involved in this investigation acting more bizarrely than Mr. Giuliani. Corsi is tweeting out attacks on Mueller, and it's articulating various conspiracy theories regarding Mueller. And in fact, if what Mr. Corsi himself says is correct, he is under criminal investigation. Mueller's preparing to indict him. So the last thing he should be doing is testifying or giving documents to anyone or having any conversations about this. He should hire a competent attorney I have questions about the attorney he's hired now, and he should remain silent. And frankly, Giuliani is not doing his client any favors. He might be better off exercising his right to remain silent.
And Shan, as of now, Michael Cohen is scheduled to testify February 7th, before a House committee. But apparently reportedly he is, rethinking that. What are the potential ramifications if he decides not to accept that offer, or at least, remove himself from his initial, offer that he would do it? What's at stake?
He needs to think very carefully about that. There's already been talk that the special counsel is going to limit what he can testify to, so he needs to be very careful about appearing in public. And again, testifying under oath. Anytime you're under oath, you're exposing yourself again to potential false statements or perjury situations. Everyone has to be careful here, because if we look at the historical lesson of Iran-Contra, you don't want him testifying to something in Congress that he's been essentially given a pass on in a criminal investigation. Creates all sorts of issues. One last thing, Frederica, to Bernardo's point of the hypocrisy of Giuliani, or kind of talking out both sides of his mouth, you notice how often he emphasizes that Cohen would be the guy who knows everything. Trump's way too busy, but at the same time, he picks and chooses when you want to listen to Cohen. If Cohen's the guy that is the go-to guy who knows everything, we should be listening to Cohen.
All right, Shan Wu. Run out of Mariani. Thank you so much. A lot of mental gymnastics going on here. All right. Coming up, a bitter blast of sub-zero winter weather. Millions of Americans dealing with bone-chilling Arctic air. We'll take you to the storm zone next.
I'm off to college. I'm worried about my parents' retirement.
Don't worry.
Voya helps them to and through retirement.
Dealing with today's expenses while helping plan, invest, and protect for the future.
So they'll be okay.
I think they'll be fine. Voya, helping you to
and through
retirement.
Mom, he's blinking too loud.
Sorry, is that too loud?
You don't need any more hormones in your house. That's why you chose Kraft Natural Cheese, made with fresh milk without the added hormone RBST. It's cheese, as it should be.
Buying a home should be one of life's best experiences, but today's fluctuating interest rates can leave you with unexpected higher payments, and that can turn a great experience into an anxious one. Don't worry, we've got great news. At Quicken Loans, we're bringing the joy back to shopping for a home. We've created a new way to protect you from unpredictable interest rates. Introducing the Power Buying Process, exclusively from Quicken Loans. Here's how it works. We check your income, assets, and credit to give you a verified approval. That verified approval can give you the strength of a cash buyer and makes your offer far more attractive to sellers in today's competitive housing market. And it gets even better. Once verified, you qualify for our exclusive Rate Shield approval. With our Rate Shield approval, you can lock your interest rate before finding your home, so you can take your time and search with confidence. First, we lock your interest rate for up to 90 days while you find your new home. Then, once you found your new home, if rates have gone up, your rate stays locked. But if rates have gone down, your rate drops, and you get to keep that new lower rate. Either way, you win. And by protecting your interest rate, you're also protecting your monthly mortgage payment. Here's one more reason you'll want to work with us. We're #1 in the nation, according to J.D. Power. For 9 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Again, it couldn't be simpler. If rates go up, your rate stays the same. But if rates go down, your rate drops. Take the worry out of an unpredictable housing market and gain the peace of mind that comes from knowing your interest rate won't rise. The Quicken Loans power buying process and Rate Shield approval. It's the kind of thinking you'd expect from America's largest mortgage lender. If you're thinking about buying a home, call Quicken Loans or go to rocketmortgage.com today.
When I tell people my story, they don't believe it, but it's true.
What would it be like if you turned the corner one day and you saw yourself? There was always a question mark.
Something was just not right.
They're trying to conceal what they did.
It boggles the mind. There's still so much that we don't know. How could you not tell us?
There's more. Do the adult room first.
Presented by Volkswagen.
Winter nasal congestion. Is it a cold, sinus pressure, allergies? For all of them, there's Allegra D, a maximum strength decongestant plus a powerful non-drowsy antihistamine for 24-hour relief. This winter, the answer is Allegra D.
Pain wants to stop you, block you. Like that's gonna happen. Icy hot. Icy the door to relax. Rise from pain. Icy hot.
Josh, the game can't go on! But we're so close! Do they fear the giant ice wars? The pass is blocked! We're slowed in! Is the Wi-Fi holding up? Yeah! So that means... Blizzard Party!
This is amazing. It's Dish Anywhere, included with my Dish service. You can watch live TV wherever you are. Who's the new guy? Oh, that's Wally. Really nice. Smells like fish.
Watch Expedition Unknown on Discovery.
Closed captioning brought to you by OnlyMeso.com. Mesothelioma. It's all we do. With 7 offices across the country, let us come meet with you. Call us at 1-800-213-8000.
All right, welcome back. A storm that began east of the Mississippi River is now making its fury felt in the upper Northeast. Heavy snow and ice making driving extremely difficult, and sub-zero temperatures are adding an extra threat. So far, at least 3 people have been killed in traffic accidents, and more than 70 million people are currently under an alert for dangerous wind chills. Since Friday, thousands of flights have been canceled, leaving many travelers stranded at their gates. We have a team of reporters following this storm across the Northeast. We start with CNN correspondent Paul Sandoval, who's getting a first-hand look at the road conditions there in Connecticut. Well, it looks like you're moving.
Yeah, we're moving. Fortunately, this is our roving coverage vehicle that gives us a safe perspective of what's happening, at least here in Connecticut. We're driving around downtown Hartford. Let me take you outside, Fred, so you can see what the situation has been looking like. Obviously, the authorities have been on the road, making sure everybody does remain safe. Because here's the thing, the snow has stopped. Here we saw about 2 to 7 inches of snow overnight. However, the temperatures, and that's the real concern now, because anything that stays wet tonight is basically going to freeze. Governor Ned Lamont warning people on his Twitter account, saying the temperatures are forecast to plummet around sunset tonight, dropping to nearly 0 degrees Fahrenheit. That means you have close to 700 plows across the state trying to clear the nearly 11,000 miles of roads in the state to try to clean out that slushy mess that you see here on the streets, because from tonight that has potential to freeze, and that is the main concern here when you're dealing with dangerously low temperatures. Not only does that pose a threat to anybody who's outside, especially the sort of frostbite, but also people who are driving. So as you can imagine, we'll be hunkering down tonight, and that's exactly what authorities are recommending people do. If you don't have to be out and about, stay at home, watch some football, do what you can, just stay safe.
All right, Paul Sandoval, thank you so much. In Hartford, CNN national correspondent Natasha Chen joins me now from Albany, New York, where you're standing in some pretty deep snow.
Yeah, Fred, well, we're standing in about a foot of snow here right by the state capitol building. What's different since I last spoke with you, though, is the picking up of the winds, and we're going to expect more of that overnight into tomorrow morning, where, as Polo mentioned, the temperatures, the highs are going to be in the single digits, close to 0 degrees, but the wind chill factor will make it sometimes feel like 30 to 50 below 0. And that's going to be a huge problem for residents of Albany. The city is concerned about people potentially trying to heat their homes in unconventional ways. With space heaters, with ovens, sometimes you have greater risk of fires and emergencies that they need to get to. And the streets, they're still working on clearing these. If the snow starts to freeze, they're going to have a hard time with that. People have a hard time moving their cars. Now, we know that right now there are no shelters planned to be opened up. There may be warming centers opening tomorrow as they see fit. We went to a command center to see the mayor and what they were doing to track all their snowplows on the road. And we also talked to police about how they are preparing and warning people today.
Snow is certainly something we're used to here. We live in the Northeast, but doesn't mean that we don't have to plan. We've been planning since Friday. We have an emergency operations center that's active right now in the city of Albany, and the county has an emergency operations center too that's fully staffed. So, we still need to be cautious. We need to cooperate with law enforcement and emergency service personnel in the city.
Most people had heated mornings and stayed off the roads and stayed inside, except for one guy that we saw running through here in his shorts and another woman cross-country skiing on the downtown streets. One economic angle of this story, Fred, is that the mayor says a lot of these snowplow drivers are new drivers. They are having a harder time filling those jobs because of an aging workforce and fewer young people getting into the trades. So as time goes on, with more of these weather events, they're trying to encourage young people to take on that line of work, Fred.
All right, Natasha Chen, thank you so much. Albany, New York. And we'll be right back.
After transforming to meet the challenges of a digital world, never stop. After engineering 3D imaging technologies that help doctors quickly diagnose disease, never stop. And after advancing drug delivery technology expertise to help in the fight against cancer, never stop. And we'll never stop improving the future by building on our core innovations and over 80 years of experience. Never stop. Fujifilm, value from innovation.
Well, kids wanted a puppy, but they can be really expensive. So to save money, I just found them a possum.
I think he's dead.
Just plain possum.
There he is. There's an easier way to save. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
With my hepatitis C, I felt I couldn't be at my best for my family. In only 8 weeks with Maverick, I was cured and left those doubts behind.
I face reminders of my Hep C every day, but in only 8 weeks with Maverick, I was cured.
Even hanging with friends, I worried about my Hep C, but in only 8 weeks from Maverick, I was cured.
Maverick is the only 8-week cure for all common types of Hep C. Before starting Maverick, your doctor will test if you've had hepatitis B, which may flare up and cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you've had hepatitis B, a liver or kidney transplant, other liver problems, HIV-1, or other medical conditions, and all medicines you take, including herbal supplements. Don't take Maverick with atazanavir or rifampin, or if you've had certain liver problems. Common side effects include headache and tiredness. With Hep C behind me, I feel free.
Fearless.
There's no looking back, because I am cured.
Talk to your doctor about Maverick.
Found you, no substitute. Never let you go.
Elite Singles, the leading dating site for highly educated singles. Register today to love again at EliteSingles.com.
Seeing is experiencing. Seeing is discovering. Their sight is a gift. Take care of it by visiting an eye doctor yearly. Find one today at thinkaboutyoureyes.com. The day after chemo shouldn't mean going back to the doctor just for a shot. With Neulasta Onpro, patients get their day back. To be with family, or just to sleep in. Strong chemo can put you at risk of serious infection. In a key study, Neulasta reduced the risk of infection from 17% to 1%, a 94% decrease. Neulasta Onpro is designed to deliver Neulasta the day after chemo and is used by most patients today.
Neulasta is for certain cancer patients receiving strong chemotherapy. Do not take Neulasta if you're allergic to it, or Neupogen, filgrastim. An incomplete dose could increase infection risk. Ruptured spleen, sometimes fatal as well as serious lung problems, allergic reactions, kidney injuries, and capillary leak syndrome have occurred. Report abdominal or shoulder tip pain, trouble breathing, or allergic reactions to your doctor right away. In patients with sickle cell disorders, serious, sometimes fatal crises can occur. The most common side effect is bone and muscle ache.
Ask your doctor about Neulasta Onpro.